Beneath the glossy expatriate success stories plastered across retirement magazines and travel vlogs lies a disturbing truth that threatens a billion-dollar industry built on foreign dreams. Thousands of Western expats are quietly fleeing the Philippines in defeat, their tropical paradise turning into a financial and emotional nightmare. While tourism boards celebrate the growing number of foreigners relocating to the archipelago, they remain conspicuously silent about the hidden epidemic of expat failure that leaves countless retirees financially devastated, culturally alienated, and desperately seeking escape routes from what was supposed to be their golden year sanctuary. The system seems designed to extract maximum value from foreign retirees, while providing minimal support when things inevitably go wrong. Your pension makes you wealthy by local standards, but also makes you a target wearing a bullseye you can't see. The retirement industry sells you the fantasy that your dollars will buy you respect, friendship, and smooth sailing. Instead, your wealth becomes a barrier, transforming genuine relationships into transactional performances where you're never sure who's laughing with you and who's laughing at the rich foreigner who tips too much and understands too little. Every interaction becomes suspect. Is the warmth real? Or are you simply the walking ATM everyone's learned to tolerate? The psychological toll of this constant uncertainty chips away at your sense of belonging, leaving you isolated in paradise, surrounded by people who know exactly what you're worth, but may never see who you really are. This emotional minefield exhausts you in ways you never anticipated. You want to be generous without being exploited, friendly without being naive, integrated without being isolated by your own wealth. Yet the very thing that made your dream retirement possible becomes a lens through which others see you, and through which you increasingly see yourself. The cruel irony is that in seeking affordability abroad, you've purchased a different kind of expense. The constant mental calculation of whether relationships are authentic or transactional. In your pursuit of a simpler life, you've inherited a more complex social navigation system where trust becomes your scarcest commodity. You're suspended between worlds, too foreign for genuine local acceptance, too committed to retreat, carrying too much pride to admit that paradise came with fine print you couldn't read and consequences you never imagined. The retirement dream hasn't died exactly. It's mutated into something neither the brochures nor your worst fears prepared you for. This is the untold story of Philippine retirement. Not failure exactly, but kind of beautiful, complicated imprisonment where the bars are made of misunderstanding. The locks are cultural codes you're still trying to crack, and the key to freedom might be accepting that some prisons are more comfortable than the life you left behind. The Philippines has positioned itself aggressively as a retirement destination of choice for Western expats. With more than 64,000 foreign retirees currently living in the archipelago, the country has successfully marketed itself as a tropical paradise where you can live comfortably on just $1,500 a month. Government programs like the Special Resident Retirees Visa, SRV, have rolled out the red carpet for foreign pensioners, promising affordable health care, English-speaking locals, and a laid-back lifestyle under perpetual sunshine. The marketing materials paint vivid pictures. Beachfront condos at fraction of Western prices, household help that costs less than a dinner out back home, warm, welcoming communities eager to embrace foreign neighbors. Golf courses, diving, island hopping adventures, all the leisure activities that seem financially out of reach in your home country, suddenly accessible on a modest pension. But marketing materials, like vacation brochures, traffic in possibilities rather than probabilities. They sell the highlight reel, not the daily reality of cultural navigation, bureaucratic frustrations, and the subtle but persistent sense of being a permanent outsider in someone else's story. What the brochures don't prepare you for is a gradual construction of what might be called comfortable isolation, a life that functions smoothly on the surface, but lacks the deeper moorings that transform a location into a home. The initial honeymoon period can last months or even years. The cost savings are real, the weather is genuinely better, and the infamous Filipino hospitality is authentic. But as the novelty fades, more complex realities emerge. This analysis reveals the darker mechanics of what I call commodified belonging, the transformation of fundamental human needs into revenue streams. The expatriate retirement industry has essentially figured out how to monetize loneliness by creating artificial scarcity around community and connection. The business model operates on a cruel paradox. The more isolated expats become, the more valuable the industry's paid solutions appear. Rather than facilitating genuine integration with local communities, which will be largely free and ultimately more fulfilling, companies deliberately construct parallel ecosystems that keep expats financially dependent on Western-style amenities and social structures. This extends beyond social clubs into what could be termed dependency architecture. Retirement communities are often deliberately located away from local neighborhoods, requiring expats to rely on expensive transportation services. English-only medical facilities charge premium rates while discouraging language learning that would open access to local healthcare. Even grocery stores cater specifically to expat tastes, selling imported product at markup rates that would be unnecessary if cultural adaptation were encouraged. The psychological manipulation runs deeper than simple profit-seeking. The industry actively cultivates what psychologists call learned helplessness by presenting local culture as impenetrable or dangerous, while positioning their expensive services as the only safe haven. Marketing materials consistently emphasize cultural barriers rather than opportunities for engagement, creating artificial walls that justify premium pricing for basic services. The data suppression around mental health outcomes represents perhaps the most cynical aspect of this system. The industry has every incentive to maintain the fiction that geographical relocation automatically equals happiness, even as therapists in popular expat destinations report epidemic levels of depression, anxiety, and addiction among their foreign clients. The silence around these statistics isn't accidental. It's essential to maintaining the profit margins that depend on selling paradise to the next wave of retirees. This creates a feedback loop where each generation of struggling expats unknowingly helps market the lifestyle to newcomers, perpetuating a cycle of isolation and financial extraction that benefits everyone except the retirees themselves. The expatriate failure epidemic in the Philippines isn't a series of individual misfortunes. It's a systematic exploitation of Western retirees' dreams and savings. The industry has perfected techniques for extracting maximum value from foreign retirees, while minimizing support when inevitable problems arise. This business model depends on information asymmetry, cultural exploitation, and exit barriers that trap retirees in deteriorating situations. For Western retirees considering Philippines relocation, this reality demands fundamental changes in decision-making processes. The paradise narrative must be recognized as marketing fiction designed to obscure harsh realities that await unprepared expats. True preparation requires acknowledging that the industry profits from expatriate failure, and that protection requires independent research, comprehensive planning, and realistic expectations about the challenges ahead. The golden years should represent security, comfort, and peace of mind, not a high-stakes gamble with life, savings, and a system designed to separate foreign retirees from their money. The choice isn't between adventure and safety. It's between informed decision-making and profitable victimization. The industry is counting on your ignorance.